Pardew.
The court is in session with Judge Pardew. Mr. Alan Padrew is now Judge Pardew. Good evening, Judge Pardew.
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Court is in session. Banging it down like that. So, listen, last night, of course, your former club, Newcastle, a 1-0 victory against Arsenal. 3 VAR checks for the goal. It's become...
I know.
Where do we start, Mr. Pardew?
Well, firstly, they must have taken forever about it was the ball in play or out of play. So that took them ages. Then they've gone for the offside. Was it offside? Wasn't it offside? And they wasn't sure on that either. That must have taken ages. And then they completely missed the 2 hands in the back, which was a foul, in my opinion. And I'm talking as a Geordie here, really, because I wanted Newcastle to win. But I think it was a foul. And I think they've come up with the wrong ultimate decision again. The process is what's at fault here, and they got to sort it out. And the statement that's come out of Arsenal, from the directors or whoever it's, put the name to that, is because there is so much bad feeling about VAR. I was at the Fulham game over the disallowed goal that Man United got there. It was taking forever. Everyone's like chanting, swearing, VAR this, VAR that. It's really becoming an issue. And this might be a catalyst for the procedure to change.
And what would that procedure to change? Because I know off air on our WhatsApp group, he was talking about, even like a timer system or something.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, no, I thought that because this is a problem, you get a goal and now you've got to wait and it could be up to 5 minutes. I think there should be a time on it, like a 2-minute clock, say, for example, and they've got to make a decision. Now, I hear referees who have now retired and who've gone into the media saying, oh, no, it doesn't matter how long it takes as long as they get the right decision. No, there's paying customers. It's an entertainment business. We want to get on. So let's have a 2-minute clock. So when that clock ticks down, that's got to be the decision. And if they can't decide, then it's the on-field decision. And if it's ultimately, an hour later on Match of the Day, if they all decide it was the wrong decision, it's the wrong decision, like it would be normally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that was something that I think might help the situation.
Do you think the ball was in or out
of play?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that because that, the angles you couldn't think, because obviously that one in the World Cup where the ball is actually out but the whole circumference of the ball is in a little bit is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is as well with VAR, we said it on week 1 of this show, it was supposed to reduce the grey areas. It's increased them, because now we're stopping it. And again, even the push in the back, which you said is a foul, probably with the naked eye, you probably wouldn't have seen that. Do you think we'd be better off going back to no VAR, or do you think it's worth having, but now with some
No, I do
tweaks?
think. Yeah, I think that the process is wrong because that vocabulary that they used in the leaked one from the Spurs game was just showed that the whole process doesn't sound right. So that needs to be adjusted. But I do think this time element is becoming an issue, and they need to address that. We can't be sitting there 4 or 5 minutes waiting for a decision. It's rubbish.
No.
Isn't it? So for the people at home, you can sit there maybe and you go, oh, God, how long is this going to take?
I'm going to get a cup of tea.
In the stadium and you've paid good money, you bought your family and it's cost you £200 or whatever, you want it, come on, you want it some entertainment, let's get what's going on.
Well, the biggest problem for me is there's no communication.
Yeah.
Because,
and this goes back to what I said on day 1 about the rugby.
Yes.
Where you get incom into the stadium, you can hear what's being said between the bunker or whatever you want to call it and the referee, and they have a little bit of dialogue. Show me it on the screen. You look at the screen. You got 2 minutes to make the decision. Okay, it definitely looks offside. It's offside.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I think it should be done.
I think the 2-minute countdown would be quite entertaining as well. It's coming 10, 9.
I think Martin Samuel in the Times today made a decent point, actually. He was saying about that referee who did the Rugby World Cup is now retired, and the procedure that he's been through, bring that procedure process, bring him in as a little bit of an overseer. This is what we do in rugby. This is what's worked for us. This is what hasn't worked for us.
Yeah.
But certainly that on-field communication, and I've been to many rugby union games, definitely works better than we've got at the moment in the Premier League, 100%.
And how frustrating is it as a manager? Can you sort of...
Oh, you can't begin Do you know,
I was watching an old press conference of you after I think West Brom lost to Liverpool in the Cup, and it was a VAR incident, and I could just...
No, we beat Liverpool, by the way.
that was it, yeah.
Sorry, we beat. But the process...
I knew you'd know that.
Of course I know that. One of the few highlights at West Brom when I was there. When I bump into managers and VAR comes up, I might say, for example, to Roy Hodgson, "Oh, what about that?" We kind of go, "Oh God!" It's almost like, "Oh, are we really going to? Let's not talk about it." It's just we don't want nothing to do with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of level of where football managers are. They're not having it. They don't like it. They think, well, let's just go back to on-field decision. And there might be the odd one going, "Oh no," but goal line technology. Let's just have it for that. Let's just have it for penalties. Let's just have it for red cards. There's so many opinions. It needs to be nailed down, and it needs to be done better than it's being done. That's for sure.
Mo's messaged us on 81089. He said, "Why is VAR only an issue in England? It's working fine everywhere else. Is it about the interpretation and application of it?"
Yeah, it's because because the Premier League is the best league in the world, which it is, we've decided we're going to have the best VAR system in the world. And actually, it looks like we got the worst. So they do need to... And I think this... Okay, we're on the show today. When was the statement? This afternoon, issued by Arsenal.
Yep.
Everyone will pick up on tomorrow. All the media will be all over it. It's going to run and run and run again. We'll have another week of it leading into next week's games. And, maybe something will come to a head where, we will go with the PGAOL or whatever they're called to come in and go, okay, you need to change this process.
What about in terms of, with VAR? Because the tackle early on, Havertz's tackle.
Yeah.
Now, you look back at that, and of course he doesn't make connection with his leading foot, but his following foot does take him out. And it was, seen in slow motion, looked not just reckless, dangerous.
Yeah. It was a striker's I'm going to make a point challenge where he's got it all wrong.
Was he lucky to stay on the field?
Yeah, he was. Of course he was lucky to stay on the field.
So,
and
this is the give and take of VAR then that Arteta perhaps might need to look at, because VAR's missed that, and then he feels they've missed the ball going out. This VAR is no different to it being in the hands of the referee, surely, because
the process of VAR is to take errors out of the referee's hands, to kind of oversee it, to say, okay, by the way, that was offside. Yeah, you need to go back to it. Or that tackle that you're talking about, you need to look at this because it could be a red, right? And I don't even think he went to the screen, did he?
No,
I don't think so.
He didn't.
They didn't even send him to the screen. So the point I'm trying to make is the process. It's not the referee's fault. It's not. It's the process of the referee to upstairs or wherever it is, Stockley Park or wherever they are. That communication and that decision making is poor. And that's what needs to be sorted out.
Another one in the Wolves game against Sheffield United. Sheffield United, of course, getting their first
win,
Premier League victory. Even though it's down on my sheet as Wolves 2, Sheffield United 1. At least I'm on the ball and know that, of course, it was Wolves 1, Sheffield United 2. Soft pen, do you think, the Sheffield United with their...
Yeah, of course. And Wolves have had 2 on the trot. Like, where players have, when you've played the game and you've managed the game, we all know he's pulling out that challenge, and I don't think he even connected yesterday. I mean, on one hand, I'm absolutely delighted for Paul and Sheffield United that they got the win. Absolutely thrilled for them. I really am, because I don't think they've really got to fight, and they showed that. I said that last week. They've really got to show fight, and they did. Organisation and fight, and I was pleased for their win, but the circumstances clouded it, of course.
Yeah.
It wasn't a penalty.
But once again, VAR is there to change the course of the season. But, I wonder if you could look back and go, right, referee mistakes that are blatantly mistakes that you could write down. You look back to the days of like Maradona, even in 86 and that. If that was VAR'd, it's not going to be a goal, is it?
Or Jeff Hurst's goal.
Yeah, this is it.
Now, the Jeff Hurst goal, if you go back to that World Cup goal, when you see the different angles of that goal, Some actually looks like it's well in,
Yeah.
and others looks like it doesn't look like it's in at all.
No.
So you've still got the cloudy issue. But the problem you've got with VAR is that at the moment we've got an unlimited time.
Yes.
At the moment. It's almost like, we're getting to 5 minutes, we better make a decision. Well, maybe if we just had a decision process where it was like a set figure, like it's 2 minutes, if you don't make that in that time, that's it. That's the decision. Like it would be in a normal referee if there was no VAR. It is the decision.
Yeah, there's lots of messages coming on right now. Well said, Alan. Spot on, mate. VAR, we don't have it in the Championship or League 1 and 2. We don't have a problem. We accept ref's decision. We get on the game. That's from Keith.
And you know the difference in Championship as well when you even see the highlights. I haven't seen a lot of Championship football this year, but I know one thing. When you score, you go and celebrate. Yeah. You can't do that in the Premier League. You've got to have a hesitation.
Take it, Mo didn't see Lego Aspas destroy the VAR in Spain last night. VAR isn't working everywhere else. It's not just us. And Jack from Andover says, no. 2 minute clock gives the officials a get out of jail card. They will just wait 2 minutes and the game carries on. That's from John in Andover. And you like this one. Mike Buxton says, VAR Jews talking tripe. You cannot put a time limit on a process that has such an intense outcome.
But how long is the process then? Till it's right.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually think that's right for the game. I don't think it's right for the media coverage and everything, and the stadium in particular. The people who are actually paying to go into the stadium. You know, that does happen. You know, I know most of the money comes from TV rights, but actually people go because they love the game and they want to watch it and they want to take their boy or their girl or their daughter or their wife or whatever. So it's that process that I have the problem with VAR. It's not about getting the exact right decision because you can't. Sometimes you just can't see. Like yesterday, there's so much there. The Jeff Hurst thing, is it in, is it out? Do you know what I mean? You can't. Sometimes VAR can't even find the answer.
No, because the angles are different.
No, that's
every
right.
time.
So are we going to go to 6-7 minutes? Until we get the right decision. Well, what is the right decision?